my name is Bojan Savic here at the Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale, right across from the Fashion Square, and I'm here to talk to you about the 2016 Mercedes AMG GTS. So this vehicle, there's no way not to get excited when you talk about this vehicle, when you're in the presence of this vehicle, because it's just exciting. Not just that it looks good, not just that it goes fast, but it's just entire experience about this vehicle just feels right. So it's packed with a 503 horsepower engine out of just a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 engine. So how do we get out of just a 4-liter 503 horsepower? I don't know, but it's amazing and it feels good. It has an AMG transmission, AMG 7-speed DCT transmission that actually it's not in the front, but it's raised over the rear wheel, so you can give it a better weight to balance ratio. This vehicle is perfectly balanced for the sports car. It's a 53-47 weight to balance ratio. But just let's leave aside for the outside the good looks and the excitement that this vehicle will give you. Just when you start it, you just got to hear the sound. You might hear that on the TV, on the YouTube and everything else, but you really got to experience for yourself. Just when you start this vehicle, it'll tell you this means business. This wants to go, doesn't want to wait. Now I'd like to invite you to the interior of this beautiful GTS. When you sit in the car, I mean, every point that you look, everywhere that you look, it's just you're getting inspired. You're getting the confidence from the car. You just want to go. You want to drive it. You want to experience everything. Every single part, from the optional exclusive Napa leather that you can have on a car in several different colors, and to the adjustments of the ride that you want. You can drive it in the Comfort and the Sport Plus, so you can go, for the race mode, right? Adjustments of the suspension, adjustments even on the sound of the exhaust. That's all the things that will just make the driver a little bit better, a little bit more confident in basically what it's about to do, because that's just the start. To the sport steering wheel, you can have the Alcantara on the roof, optional spoiler. It's just up to you how do you want to equip it, but just this car breeds nothing but excitement. Now follow me and let me tell you a little bit more about this car on a test drive. So why is this car different? Why is this car better? What does this car have that most of them don't have? Well, in a summary, what this car has, it has a Mercedes-Benz behind it, to be honest, and you have the AMG engineers, all 1,100 of them that works in Felterbach, that are basically, we have to say that thanks to them, because they're the ones that developed this car. This is only the second car that came out of the AMG. The first one, as we all know, was the SLS that came out in 2002, and it ran to 2015. It was a limited production supercar. It was, of course, all sold out. So this vehicle, basically, to some extent, is the same as the SLS. The first portion of the car, as far as the suspension and everything else, it's almost in some points identical to the SLS. But then this vehicle has the new engine, the new technology, and not to go too deep into nanoslide technology and hot V, when you have the 2 turbos that are packed inside of the V of the engine to reduce the turbo lag, to give you the power immediately. That pack, in this case, 503 horsepower. Standard version of the GT is 463, and it goes to the 503 in this case. And if you stick around for about 7-8 months, we're gonna come out with the GTR that packs a 577 horsepower out of only 4-liter engine. Is that possible? Yes, the guys in Felterbach did that. So this vehicle is paired with the 7-speed DCT transmission, dual clutch technology transmission. I know that most of us hear about the Porsche PDK, Porsche PDK, Porsche PDK. Yeah, it's a great transmission, but you definitely got to experience the 7-speed AMG spec transmission dual clutch to see how it really feels. So of course, this vehicle here, you can drive it in the comfort mode, in the sport mode, you can drive it in the Sport Plus, and yes, you can drive it in the race mode. I don't know how much that's recommended for the regular street driving. For the more spirited ones, definitely can give you a little bit extra that you might be lagging in the other sports cars. So engine that weighs only 460 pounds in the front. It's a 4-liter. It transfers all the power to the back. That's where the transmission is. It's a transaxle over the rear wheel, so it can give you the better weight to balance ratio. It's a 53 to 47 power, the weight ratio of the car front to the rear. So that should get you all excited. The one thing that I'm not talking about the car is the look of the car, design of the car. Of course, we have the testament that this looks good from just about everybody that ever laid eyes on that car. Of course, in person, not really just on the pictures. You need to see this car in a person, and you need to get behind the wheel. So when you start this car, immediately you will not know that this car means business. It's really exciting. The roar that the vehicle just produces. It will get your heart racing. It will get your adrenaline. It will get the pumping. And of course, that depends on where you at, far as on the speed, far as on the go. I mean, this car will react. Trust me, Mercedes-Benz sent me to Germany for a few days, and I felt about, and I had the opportunity to drive this vehicle and on the Autobahn, so get to experience all the power it has, and really to appreciate this drive, to appreciate this car. Definitely, I recommend to try it in Germany, maybe on a European delivery. That will be highly suggested, but the race check will be appropriate, but also we can enjoy it on the street. Why? Because this vehicle drives smooth, drives nice when it's in the regular mode, or if you put it in the sports mode. This can go. And that was just giving it a little bit of a touch. So this vehicle turns from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde, like I don't know how many milliseconds. So the speed is there, the power is there, the transfer of the power of the transmission is there. So what else do we have in this car? Why it's so special? Well, I would guess the interior of the vehicle, just the design of it, the layout, something fresh, something new, not just your average, I don't want to say the boring, because sports cars is supposed to be the excitement. It's all about the experience and all about that feel that you get when you're driving inside of the car. Even when you feel it, you gotta feel that confidence that you were behind something that was really, really special, really unique, that was very potent, very capable, very agile, that you can take it. So basically that's what it's all about. So on the interior of this car, of course, we have the big screen, we have the sports steering wheel with the flat button, and we have the Alcantara steering wheel. In this case, everything is positioned in the middle. As far as in the transmission, you have the adjustments of the suspension as well, adjustments of the transmission. You have the adjustment, you can put it in the manual mode also, and you can change the sound of the exhaust. You can choose the 2 different sounds. I know that you can't hear it now, but if we would go on the test drive, I'm sure that you would experience the transmission. So, is this vehicle intelligent? Yes, it's intelligent. Yeah, it has all the latest and the greatest as far as in the safety innovation from the Mercedes. Just some of us that wants to go fast definitely wants to make sure that we do that in a safe manner. We want to come back where we started from. So it does have the Distronic Plus, does have the blind spot assist, it does have the attention assist, many of the other safety features that I would recommend you to check it out. And actually I would like to demonstrate it for you. So is this vehicle quiet? Well, I think it's a quiet for the sports car if you're really not stepping on it, but when you put it on the gas, you can definitely hear its roar, and you can hear that throughout anytime when you put on the transmission. And for some of us that will put this car, I don't want to say to the limit, because I don't know who puts this car to the limit. I haven't possessed such a courage, but like when it is spirited driving, you can definitely hear and experience when you step on a car, the transmission, how fast this thing shifts, how fast this accelerates. When you're just going down the road, when this vehicle transmission just propels you from 0 to 60 or maybe even more, right? And then when you're downshifting, if you choose to the manual, I would definitely recommend it. Then you really get to be more one with the car. You get to feel really the road, and you get to appreciate everything that this automobile was made for. Yes, far as the technology advancements of the car, I would suggest you, we don't have that much time. I don't think that I would waste you, but just for once that you're interested, Definitely check out their terminology as the drive sump lubrication on this vehicle. Check out the YouTube videos, or go to the Mercedes-Benz website, go on the nanoslide technology, go on the hot V position of the engine. You might find many of those features on some of the outfits that we had before, but everything on this technology, it's affected basically with the speed and with the performance, and make sure that this vehicle gets all the marks, earn all the marks that were out there for one sports car really to earn. Because in the nowadays and today's competition that everybody's making the car, everybody wants to beat the next car, everybody wants to beat the great car. It's a really it's something when you try to develop the car and you're trying to put it in the market and to compete with all the other established sports car brands. Slowest traffic in the world. I would just like to invite you to try this, to experience for yourself just how this vehicle feels, how this. Most of the experience about the car, it's not really, it is how it looks. It gotta look good. You gotta have the sports car that looks good, right? You can't have the sports car that looks bad, right? What kind of sports car is that? So you gotta really have that experience. How does the vehicle make you feel? What kind of a feeling does the vehicle get you more? How do you know you chose the right car? When you take it for a test drive, when you park it back, when you step out, and you know that you will be looking for excuse, looking for the reason to get back, to strap in, turn on the car and just go. That's the sports car that you really want to buy. The one that leaves you like, it was okay. If you don't want to go for the second test drive immediately, if you can't envision yourself, you're just going somewhere, just driving, just accelerating, the constant acceleration, maybe it's not that car for you. And this car, the GTS, will definitely leave you with you just can't put enough gas in this car. I want to tell you about the development of this engine, because I had the opportunity again to be in Feltebach and see where they were testing this engine. So this engine, when it was made, how it was tested for the durability. So they hooked up the engine by itself, filled it up with gas, started it on, put it on the full load. So the full load in this car is almost 7,000 RPMs. And they had that running for, guess how long? Guess again. Well, I'm sure you're going to be surprised. 21 days, 24 hours, this engine was running for a full load. 21 days, 24 hours a day. Do you know how many hours is that? A lot. But that was the stress test for this engine to make sure that everything works fine. When we deliver it and put it on this car, there is no failures on this engine. Okay, this is what the excitement is. This is what this car is about. This is in a manual mode. When you're in this car, you just don't want to go out. Even if you don't want to go out, you just want to do that for a brief moment, maybe for a couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes max, but you will experience the urge that you just want to come back and just drive and drive and drive and blow the entire fuel tank and then drive some more, put some more fuel, put some higher octane fuel, because just that's the experience, that's the drive, that's what makes this car really exciting. And this car just gives you that feedback. It just gives you back what you're looking for. No sweeter sound. There we go. Now we're finishing our test drive of the AMG GTS. I will invite you to the Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale, right across from the Fashion Square, the AMG Performance Center, the only one in Arizona, to come and experience it for yourself. I guarantee you, you will not regret this.
Mercedes AMG, driving performance.